if Brock goes over, then you could stretch this out because now it's the best of 3.
Yep.
So that makes sense and that buys them time. However, man, you just beat Cody with Roman. Like oh my gosh, bro, this is a tough one.
What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Riding with the Russo. I'm here with the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion. You drinking coffee?
Yes.
Cheers. I've got some coffee too, man. Cheers. Hold on. You got to cheers. You got to.
Here's mud in your eye. Yes.
Do you do yours black or do you do have cream on it? Cream,
just
sugar?
cream. Just cream. No sugar, just cream.
Yeah, me too. Just cream.
Yeah.
What type of cream?
I like to use heavy cream, but it's too expensive, so I go with the half and half.
Okay, half and half. I can dig it. Sounds like a plan. All right. So let's talk about some Night of Champions predictions. Yes. So let's start with Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. What do you got?
I don't think they've done enough with Asuka to put the belt back on her. There's been no story. There's been no build. There's been no nothing. I can't see Bianca losing the belt in a non-story situation.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, here's the thing, though, which is also weird because Asuka's a SmackDown star, still going against SmackDown.
Bro, you confuse me with this.
For the Raw Women's Championship.
Bro, you confuse me, bro, and you start with the belts and the shows, and we got to switch. You confuse me off the bat, bro.
It will continue to confuse me, man, unless they make the change to call it the WWE Women's Championship and the World Women's Championship. I'm always going to say something about it because it's so weird, so ridiculous, so insane to me.
Yeah,
that it's just like they're just like insulting our intelligence at this point. Like, oh, don't worry about it. Just they're going on for the Raw Women's Championship. They're two SmackDown people.
Bro, let's examine what you just said. Mm-hmm. Are they really insulting our intelligence, or are they literally not intelligent? I don't think I'm telling you, bro. I don't think they think they're insulting our intelligence. I think they believe it's perfectly fine.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
They think it's okay to do this big draft to separate the brands.
Yep.
And to have a Raw Women's Championship be solely defended on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think they think that's fine. I told you, bro. Their philosophy is whatever they serve, we're gonna eat.
Sure. I think that's insulting our intelligence. Actually, I think
not if the people eat it, Chris.
True. I mean, what the problem with that is, I still think it's insulting our intelligence, but it's also assuming that your consumer base is not very intelligent as well. So that's
bro, if they're still watching this show religiously, are they? Let's be honest, are they?
Oh man, I'm sure there's plenty of reasons why people still watch wrestling, but like I said, man, there's probably a lot of people who are among the disappointed crowd like we are, and hoping that maybe one day something will change and there'll be some type of uptick when it comes to pro wrestling as a whole. Oh, you want Joey? Okay, come on now. I'm trying to defend the listeners, but hey, Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
All right, Chris, be totally honest with me.
Absolutely.
Totally honest with me.
Oh yeah.
Your beloved Buckeyes.
Yes.
Have 10 straight losing seasons.
Oof.
10 straight. And I'm not talking about, bro, flirting with 500. I'm talking about like some 6 and 10s, I'm talking about that. 10 years in a row. You're going to sit there and tell me year 11, you're sitting there in front of your TV and watching every single game. Come on now, be honest, bro.
I'm an honest guy, man. I gotta think it through. That's the reason.
I don't think you are. I think your time is way, way, way too valuable for you to do that.
See, okay, so don't poison the well. Let me think.
Okay, go ahead
for a second. 10 straight losing seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I probably won't watch full games. I'll watch every game in hopes. I mean, I'll look at results of every game in hopes that there was a win. But most likely I won't watch. And I'll say this because the Buckeyes, man, stick close to heart.
Right.
I'm a Bulls fan. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. And so I started to become a Bulls fan probably 88. I think 88. It's when the Pistons were real big at that time in NBA. So 88 is when I became a Bulls fan. So I've been a Bulls fan for 25 years now. The Chicago Bulls is a 90s team. I mean, Jordan was drafted in the early 80s, and so then they became a team in the 90s when he started to become really, really popular. So after 90, I would watch Bulls games, but I wouldn't watch a full season. I would
okay.
Look at results and stuff like that. And then the Bulls just became super like lackluster, and I just really
okay. All right, then that's what we're talking about. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So to me being a Bulls fan, still a Bulls fan, but me being a really huge Bulls fan, especially in the 90s and they were booming, I can correlate that to someone who was a fan of the Attitude Era. Basically.
Okay.
Who was because the 90s was booming both in sports period. The 90s were booming in sports. And if I was a fan of the Bulls in the 90s, someone was a fan of the Attitude Era in the 90s, and they probably now won't be watching as much wrestling. Maybe dive in every now and then, like I dive into the Bulls every now and then. If I see something that's worth watching, like for instance, I followed the Bulls toward the end of the season this year. Watched the play-in games this year's in the playoffs because they had a potential to make it to the playoffs this year. So I dived.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Raw circa 2023.
Okay.
Serious question.
Mm-hmm.
What are you diving in for? What on that show would create you to dive in on that show?
Mm-hmm. Legends coming back.
Okay.
I think someone would dive in if like a Goldberg came back, and we see the numbers. We see in the ratings. The ratings barely spike when they have the legend shows. Hogan comes back, Goldberg comes back, and stuff like that. They dive in for a second, Goldberg leaves, then the ratings drop back down. So,
okay, fair enough.
Next we have Gunther versus Mustafa Ali for the Intercontinental Championship.
Come on.
It's gonna be a barn burner, man. It's gonna be a tough one. It'll be a tough one.
Next.
What you got, man?
Oh, come on, bro. If that match isn't a squash, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and it should be a squash because they should get all the heat they possibly could on Gunther.
100% agree with that.
Yes.
I think that it should be absolutely no 50-50 back and forth match. I think that would. Gunther basically has this match to lose completely. Even if he wins, close, he loses to me. I think it needs to be Chop City.
Yep.
I think you get even more heat because for some reason, again, it's weird. Mustafa Ali is the Middle Eastern, token wrestler for this event, which again, odd, but you want the heat on Gunther. So if you beat the token guy for this event, the poster boy of this event, essentially, you get the heat, man. That's how you get it. I mean, Chop City, come in, Mustafa Ali try to jump on him or something. bam, just give him a chop and
I agree.
Just tear him
Cut him
down.
off.
Yeah,
Cut him
absolutely. We got the undisputed tag team championships: Kevin Owens versus and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa.
Okay, so what are you asking me? What I think they're going to do, or what they should do?
Who's going to give me both if you want? Sure.
I think in that tag team situation with Roman Reigns as a part of that, I think you got to put the babies over and beat Sikoa. That's what I think. Okay. Not Reigns, but now that's really a chink in his armor now.
I think that the Usos are going to try to help Reigns and
Sikoa,
and they're going to accidentally, backfire. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, okay.
Probably lead into Usos versus Reigns and Sikoa at Money in the Bank or Royal Rumble. I mean, SummerSlam or something like that. Rhodes and Lesnar, who you got?
Okay, so Cody went over the last time out.
Yep.
Oh my God, bro. Oh man, see, this is a tough one because you've already beaten Cody, but I also know you've got to stretch because if Brock goes over, then you could stretch this out because now it's the best of three. So that makes sense and that buys them time. However, man, you just beat Cody with Roman. Oh my gosh, bro, this is a tough one unless Brock wins by some DQ or count out, or unless he wins in some way that's not clean.
I think Brock is going to destroy Cody Rhodes.
Do you really, bro?
Oh, yeah, I think he's going to destroy him.
And you think that you okay, bro? So you lost to Reigns, then you beat Lesnar, then you lose to Reigns. You've now lost 2 out of 3 big matches. You don't think that's going to affect them?
Then you lose to Lesnar, I think was what you would say.
Yeah,
I think that's they're trying to do the hard times type of stuff. That they're trying to do the Rocky style chase with him. I think eventually this leads to Reigns again down the line. So I think what they're doing is they're putting Lesnar as a detour for him, and then they're going to stretch this out. So basically what they're going to do is Cody Rhodes is going to get destroyed by Lesnar. That gives Cody some time away, and then somehow Brock we'll see Cody make his triumphant return. That'll give him his return pop because he's starting to. He's still getting some ovation, but the honeymoon stage is starting to fade a little bit.
But so Chris, do you think he's been back long enough to go away again?
I think just like the simple algorithm, the simple analytics when it comes to that, as far as just you want that return pop again, because I don't think Cody Rhodes would be as over as he is now if he wasn't gone for so long. And so I think that return pop is kind of fail safe when it comes to anyone. Even heels get the return pop when they come back. So I think that he'll get the return pop just to keep that momentum for him and that chase, and they'll stretch it that way by having Lesnar beat him, I think. So
okay.
All right, so let's go to the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Vince Russo.
They're in love with Seth. They're putting the belt on Seth, which really doesn't make any sense to me because I'll be honest with you, you just bring AJ back. Yeah. And you're going to beat him in a match like this?
I agree. I mean,
it couldn't have been somebody else, bro.
Yep, I agree with you 100% on this one too. I think that, and it doesn't make sense because AJ's on SmackDown. So if he wins, that means that he would have to be drafted automatically to Raw. But the OC, I'm a psychology doctor, Vince. It's all psychology.
You get me very confused.
It's confusing. That's the point. Hold on.
Shows, bro.
Let me confuse this away. Let me make.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Confusion on the table, Vince.
Go ahead.
So AJ's on SmackDown.
Right.
Okay.
Seth is on Raw.
Seth is on Raw. This is a Raw exclusive title. All right. So AJ, if he beats Seth, that means that he would automatically have to go to Raw because it's a Raw exclusive title. However, the OC got drafted as a whole faction to SmackDown.
Oh my God, bro.
So does this mean that only AJ goes by himself to Raw and the OC's basically left stranded again like they were before when AJ got injured? Or does the OC somehow as a whole get drafted to Raw?
Or if AJ wins and has to go over to SmackDown, he has to go over to Raw? Does that mean Rollins has to go over to SmackDown?
Over to SmackDown, yeah.
Oh, bro, I swear they make it so confusing.
I think the running gimmick for me is to make it as confusing as possible.
It is, bro. I talk about that all the time with David Lynch movies. You know, bro. Mulholland Drive and bro, I've watched those movies so many times until I finally came to the conclusion, bro, they don't make any sense. It's not, he wants you to watch this movie a million times knowing it doesn't make sense, bro.
Yeah, exactly.